Update 1 on Tropical Storm Halong, which has formed in the Western Pacific with winds of 60 miles per hour and a pressure of 985 millibars. Its position is 12.7 degrees north, 148.0 degrees east as of 8 AM UTC, July 29th. The storm is expected to track through the Mariana Islands, possibly as a typhoon. That's why we have typhoon watches in effect at the moment for Guam and the island further north, Rota. And the storm could pass through that area as a Category 1 typhoon, particularly the way it's intensifying at the moment, with wind speeds of 60 miles per hour. And indeed the storm may intensify further once it clears those islands, so that's a little bit unclear at this time, but possibly to Category 2 intensity, but it certainly appears that Halong will become our 18th typhoon equivalent storm of the year worldwide. As I said, typhoon watches in effect for Guam and Rota on the Mariana Islands. Further north, tropical storm watches in effect for the islands of Tinian and Saipan. So that's the current situation with that. Obviously, under the typhoon watch areas, you could see winds of over 75 miles per hour sustained, gusting to even higher. And indeed heavy rainfall with that as well. And of course, with the tropical storm watch areas, we could see some tropical storm conditions, but typhoon conditions are not expected that far north, because the storm is expected to pass through Guam and Rota by the looks of things. So looking at the sea surface temperatures, the storm is expected to move towards the northwest, of course, over warm waters, 30 degrees or so, and that's likely to remain the case for quite some time yet, until it moves very close to Japan, really. So until then, conducive for development. In terms of wind shear, it's remaining low to moderate, probably more towards the moderate side really, but over the Mariana Islands itself, further towards the north in particular, wind shear is declining. As far as water vapour is concerned, some dry air towards the north of the Northern Mariana Islands, in between those and the Ogasawara Islands of Japan. And of course, Invest 96W off to the left, a massive system which could also develop according to these models, as you'll see now. The CMC takes 96W through the Japanese Ryukyu Islands, and then Halong's behind that, becoming quite an intense typhoon as it moves towards the northwest and could quite significantly affect the coast of Japan. The GFS model takes 96W towards the northwest, passing through the Ryukyu Islands, stalling over Korea, and Halong moving towards the north as well, again as a significant typhoon by the looks of things from the models here, after clearing the Mariana Islands. Looking at the latest floater imagery, you can see how an eye's been developing in the past few hours, particularly noticeable in those middle frames there on that visible imagery, but you can just about see it there as well, developing, and I think it could come out in the next few hours properly, and indeed develop further, and we'll probably see a typhoon by then. Whether it's before or after it passes those islands is still an unknown, but I imagine that it will be a typhoon with winds of 75 miles per hour and above by the time it reaches Guam and Rota. But that's the current situation on satellite imagery. You can see most of the storm, most of the heaviest thunderstorms and rain is occurring just to the east of centre, with a potent spiral band spreading out towards the Mariana Islands too. As of July 29th at 8 AM UTC, it's busy around the world. Invest 91C and 93E have a low to moderate chance of development. Tropical Storm Hernan's weakening, the remnants of Genevieve with a medium chance of development. Invest 93L in the Atlantic has a high chance of development, and 96W, of course, we covered earlier. Halong is the 42nd storm to form around the world in 2014 already in July. 78 is 2010, that's the next one up. 17 of those have become Category 1 typhoon equivalent storms with winds of 74 miles per hour and higher. Of course, Halong could be the 18th, and if it gets far enough, it may also become the 11th Category 3 storm with winds of 115 miles per hour plus. You can visit Force 13 on any of its 6 outlets. The main website is the main place to be, force13.com. We'll keep you up to date with all the goings on around the world with in-depth tracking maps and information. Of course, the video pages, YouTube and Daily Motion, always up to date with the storm videos. Just search Force 13 on those. And the social pages too, Facebook and Twitter. Just search Force 13 at Force 13 on Twitter. And you can speak to me personally at Fool13 for tropical weather chat on Skype. That's all for now for this storm. The next update will follow at either 8 PM UTC or 2 AM UTC this evening, July 29th into the 30th. That's early to late morning local time.